In this video, we're going to be talking about the basic properties of probability. Probability rules. Let's talk about fundamental properties of probability. Property 1, legitimate values. For any event E, the probability of E is going to lie at or between 0 and 1. Property 2, sample space. If S is the sample space, then the probability of S equals 1. Property 3, addition. If two events E and F are disjoint, then the probability of E or F is equal to the probability of E plus the probability of F. Property 4, the complement property. For any event E, the probability of E and the probability of not E equals 1, which means that the probability of E occurring is 1 minus the probability of the complement of E, or of not E. Probabilities of equally likely outcomes. Consider an experiment that can result in any one of n possible outcomes. So we're going to denote the simple events by O sub 1, O sub 2, all the way to O sub n. Now, if these simple events are equally likely to occur, then we're able to say that the probability of O sub 1 is 1 over n, and the probability of O sub 2 is 1 over n, all the way up to the probability of O sub n being 1 over n. So for any event E, we can say the probability of E is the number of outcomes in E divided by n, which is our number of possible outcomes. Suppose you roll a 6-sided dice once. Let E be the event that you roll an even number. So the probability of E would be a 2 or 4 or 6. And this is a 3 out of 6. The number of outcomes in E is 3. The 2, the 4, the 6, that's 3 numbers. And over n, 6, because there's a 6-sided dice and each side has a different number. Let's talk about the addition rule for disjoint events. Now, if events E sub 1, E sub 2, all the way to E sub k are disjoint, meaning that they're mutually exclusive events, then we can say that the probability of E sub 1 or E sub 2 or E sub 3 or all the way to E sub k is going to be the probability of E sub 1 plus the probability of E sub 2 plus the probability of E sub 3 plus all the way up to the probability of E sub k. So in other words, the probability that any of these k disjoint events occurs is the sum of the probabilities of the individual events. So a large auto center sells cars made by many different manufacturers. 3 of these are Honda, Nissan, and Toyota. Consider a chance experiment that consists of observing the make of the next car sold. And suppose that the probability of H equals 0.25, the probability of N equals 0.18, and the probability of T equals 0.14. Are these disjoint events? Yes, they are. So we have the probability of H or N or T. So we can take the 0.25, the 0.18, and the 0.14 and add them together, and that's going to give us a total of 0.57. So what is the probability of not H or N or T? Well, we're going to take 1 and subtract the probability of H or N or T, which was 0.57, and that's going to give us 0.43. And that's how our addition rule for disjoint events works.